The fight against immigration syndicates received another boost today. This says the SIU, Home Affairs and Border Management Authority, launched an anti-corruption forum to eradicate unlawful activity that compromises the country's borders and national security. They've pledged to strengthen their efforts against organized crime and clampdown on malfeasance in the sector. The Home Affairs Minister emphasized that exposing and fighting the syndicates within state departments, especially Home Affairs, is essential.
Once we have syndicates to not only exploit the system that they operate in, but to merge with the system, to capture it. We also begin to understand that the many facets or the many failures of service delivery caused by corruption are not accidental. Where syndicates take control, they deliberately break the system. From the perspective of these criminals, an immigration system, for example, that creates vulnerabilities or loopholes to extort bribes is not broken. For them, it is working exactly as they intend. In many cases, the rot runs so deep that it is perhaps even misguided to regard corruption as something that is separate from the system of governance. Where we allow this process to take root, corrupt syndicates can become so deeply enmeshed with the operations of government that they become the system. It is for this reason that I believe our efforts to defeat corruption will never succeed if we only seek to treat the symptoms. What we require is an approach that tackles the problem at its root, both by enforcing accountability for corruption and simultaneously reforming the system itself to close the loopholes, the weaknesses, the vulnerabilities that criminals and syndicates exploit. I am encouraged to indicate today that the leaders that are gathered in this room from various institutions are indeed making progress on both of these fronts. Collectively, the Special Investigating Unit, the Department of Home Affairs, the Border Management Authority, the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, and the National Prosecuting Authority are already actively working together to enforce accountability in the border management and immigration environment.
This initiative represents a critical milestone in our ongoing efforts to combat corruption and uphold ethical governance within the border management and immigration sectors. The establishment of this forum comes at a time when the BMA, as the Border Management Authority, is intensifying and coordinating its efforts to fight corruption within the ports of entry and along the law enforcement area in the borderline. One of our main focus area as part of the BMA is to deal with the issues of corruption. And we are saying corruption is a national priority crime that undermines our security, economic stability, and public trust. This forum we are launching today is not merely a symbolic gesture. It is an actionable commitment. It is a shared responsibility that requires collaboration, transparency, and resolve. It was of no mistake that the BMA adopted the values of vigilance, integrity, patriotism, professionalism, innovation, and excellence. We strive and live by these values, and we want to see a corrupt-free South Africa.
This forum has got a governance model, and I'm really not going to detail with that. We've got various committees that are really chaired, and then we've got a steering committee, including all the members of the forum, that really serves to receive allegations, but also a very critical part is that we need this forum to play a key role in the prevention framework. And we have now reached a stage where we have drafted a draft corruption risk management and prevention framework. I was indicating earlier on to the Minister that framework, it has served now at the committee chaired by General Libya. It will be a JCPS on the 8th of April, and it will probably go to the JCPS of Ministers, and we envisage that it will go to Cabinet in the same way as the National Anti-Corruption Strategy took, Cabinet sign-off, and will then open it up for public consultation. We really look forward to us as government and all of us as private sector, lifting the bar. You know, really a step change in the prevention, implementing prevention measures in all our aspects, including in this sector.